Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 157G gold anodized aluminum offset saddle type threshold. So this sort of threshold is meant for navigating two uneven floor surfaces. Okay? This model specifically is when you have a half of an inch offset between two floor surfaces, and is very commonly used in lots of applications. Frankly, you're going to see this installed in a residential application where you have an not unusual, but you have like a limestone sill outside, and then you have a flooring condition on the inside of the home, and there's no elegant way to bridge those two surfaces, and this helps you go about doing that. You might have a half of an inch of some sort of material down on the inside, or you're using this in conjunction perhaps with an elevator to get a little bit higher. I've seen this used in commercial applications as well, but keep in mind this would not be considered handicap compliant because it will get you over the half of an inch threshold, the handicap compliant ceiling for maximum height. Offset saddle, meaning that it's kind of a half saddle. If you used your imagination, if it was a full saddle, it would come like symmetrical on both sides. I also have clients that will use this to make a custom offset saddle, whereas the dimensional properties for this aren't exactly what they need, but the height is good, so they'll take this and rip it down a table saw to get the custom width that they need. So that's common for this as well. Let's go over the dimensional properties. 5.5 inch is the overall width. Okay. The overall height, as you can see, is 3/4 inch, and you have a half of an inch down over at this end. So that means your distance from the underside of this down to the bottom of the lip here, or the bottom of the threshold, would be for half of an inch. This is going to be available in all of the common finishes. Certainly it's going to be available in the A or mill aluminum finish. Will be common for this. The D for dark bronze would be very common for this as well. And those are the three finishes available: A for mill aluminum, D for dark bronze, and G for gold. Now this is a common offset, but there are others that Pemko has available. You can do different heights, 1/4 inch. You can do one for a half of an inch offset in the height. You can get even higher. You can get out to 1 inch in the overall height. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page, which we'll discuss in a moment, where I'll show you how to find the other items. So regardless of where you're going to use this, it's a very typical sort of threshold used to solve a very common sort of problem. Now this is just a 6-inch sample piece is all that this is. Now if this was the genuine article, you would have a countersink at about 5 inches from the end, and screws would be included in a complementary finish for this. Probably a number 10 by maybe 1.5 inches, or maybe a little bit longer for this threshold, but 1.5 inches. Flathead, wood screw, Phillips drive sort of situation. This will be listed in the website in several different finishes, several different lengths. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces, and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. Now the reasoning is, if you had to take a 48-inch piece and cut it down to say 42-inch, you would certainly eliminate that first countersink. So you'll be tasked with the job of not only cutting it to length, but drilling and countersinking a new hole, and then all of that put together might be just an amount of work that you don't want to have to deal with. I completely suggest that you order the next longest piece, let the factory cut it to length, and the benefit of that not only is saving the time and trouble, but you're going to get the countersinks at the proper center to center as well. Okay, so the name Pemko is synonymous with all things commercial weather stripping related and residential as well. As mentioned earlier, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the Pemko products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. And that full product catalog is a resource that I use often because what is simple to do is to take the 157 part number, populate that like do a find function on your keyboard, sooner or later you're going to get to the page where this is found. And many other results first, because that's a common number, especially if there's 157 pages in your catalog. But you'll get to the page where this is found, and then you will see the other immediate sister products to this offset threshold. You'll see the 1/2 inch, the 1 inch, the different widths that are available, and the different finishes as well. The summary of Pemko is they are the single broadest spectrum manufacturer of weather stripping. They have the greatest diversity of product line from a single source. If you have more than an occasional need for weather stripping, by all means familiarize yourself with their catalog and likely even bookmark the resource, because it will become something that you'll be able to refer back to later to help you solve a future problem. If you have any questions on the Pemko 157G offset saddle threshold in a gold anodized finish, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.